Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Schock.
Thank you very much. I am glad to be here. It's only a dream come true, you know what I mean? I mean, it's a dream come true. I'm at Bally's Catch a Rising Star. I've got my own special on television. We're filming it tonight. I am goddamn glad to be here, okay? I am. And I didn't just, come walking in on the last train. I played every shit gig in America to get here, okay? I played Duluth, Minnesota in January. Duluth's a real tourist mecca in January. 36 degrees below zero. That is ball shrinking cold, okay? You don't fart at 36 degrees below zero. You ain't letting any hot air out, brother. That's cold. Ball shrinking cold. Full-grown man's balls shrink up about this big around. Little bitty pellet balls, know what I mean? Then suck up inside his body. That's because balls are the smartest part of a man. It gets cold or he gets in a fight, they're out of there. Ain't dangling around for this. Say if we listen to our balls, we live at peace in a warm climate. Glad to be here. Played in Mississippi. Don't go. Mississippi, there's a town called West Mississippi. It's in the north central part of the state. Stupid people. A lot of inbreeding in Mississippi. It's because people from other states won't fuck those people. Now you know. Five years ago, I'll show you how, 5 years ago, I was playing a military base in northern Michigan. I was at an NCO club, and the marquee said, chicken dinner and Ron Schock, $5. I got second billing to a chicken. Pluck me. And I used to drive everywhere I went, I've driven across America. I drove across Kansas at night in the middle of a snowstorm. And that's the most scenic way to actually see Kansas at night, middle of a snowstorm. AAA recommends it this way. During the day, where you can get a good look at it, Kansas will suck the soul out of you. Miles Davis went in, came out a white man. I saw their tree. It's a state park. They got signs on the freeway, tree. One thing did stay with me from Kansas. You know how you see people selling things alongside the road? They sell fruit and vegetables and antiques. I saw a guy built a stand alongside a freeway in the middle of nowhere selling van seats. Seats for a van. Is this some kind of impulse buy that I don't know about? somebody like driving up the freeway that goes, you know, Myrtle, driving this here van, standing up, getting to be goddamn uncomfortable. That's true. I locked the van. I'm just saying, if I had something to sit down on, all right? Now look at this, Myrtle. Look at this. Look at this. When I got to shift the goddamn gears. I'll tell you what, Myrtle. Keep your eyes open, baby. And you see somebody selling van seats, well, who buys these things? For those who didn't know it, I'm originally from out in West Texas. That's where this accent's from, out in Amarillo, Texas, up in the high plains country of Texas. Because of the drawl, all my life people have said, you sound like Jimmy Stewart. You sound like Jimmy Stewart. And I never really thought I did, you know, but everybody likes Jimmy Stewart. So, but I lived in Australia for 5 years. Meet this beautiful Australian girl. It's our first date, glass of wine. She says to me in that lovely, lilting Australian accent, she says, do you know who you sound like? And I figure, you know, Jimmy Stewart's going to help get me laid tonight. I go, no, baby, who do I sound like? She said, Gomer Pyle. Shazam! One of the types of comedy I'm noted for is I do stuff out of newspapers. I've always said you don't have to write a joke, read a newspaper, and the jokes will write themselves. True stories all. United States Air Force fighter jet falls out of the sky and crashes into a Ramada Inn in Indianapolis, kills 9 people in the Ramada Inn. Houston Chronicle, front page, says most of the guests of the Ramada Inn were caught by surprise. Not all of them, you understand? Most of them. I mean, somebody was expecting it. Somebody got up in Indianapolis and went, you know, Myrtle, I wouldn't be a bit goddamn surprised. Airplane didn't fall on our fucking head today. Well, here comes another one then. In Rockingham, North Carolina, 9 people are hospitalized. 3 of these people die. The reason these 9 folk are hospitalized is they had gotten together and they drank a whole bottle of red liquid lye by accident. They accidentally drank a bottle of lye. You know, I've been really drunk. Take a good look at me. I've prayed to the God that lives inside of my commode. And I've heard some answers down there, okay? It would seem to me, out of 9 people drinking a bottle of lye, that somebody before number 9 would have gone, whoa! Oh, that's some bitter shit right there. Oh, that's eating a big hole here in my lip. Oh, my teeth are, oh my God. Here, try this, Myrtle. See what you think of it. Got an aftertaste to it, don't it? Here's a newspaper story that was sent to me by my girlfriend's mother. And the story, incidentally, the Ringo Starr said he liked the best. But here's the story. It comes out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. A man is fishing from the banks of the Mississippi River. A woman sneaks up behind him and beats him to death with a piece of driftwood, drags his body into the river and sinks it, okay? The Baton Rouge police say, according to the newspaper, the police say that they suspect that this was a brutal attack. And the reason they suspected this is because they had noticed that one of this man's testicles was still lying up on the riverbank. Oh, shit, that's a clue, all right. Indeed it is. Shall we dust it for prints? And then I thought, you know, I know of no gentle way to hit a guy with a piece of driftwood so that not only does it kill him, one of his balls pops. Oh my God, she hit him in the head and his nut popped out and rolled down his pants leg. And they suspected it was a brutal attack. How else did that ball get there? Did she gently remove his ball and place it lovingly on the riverbank to throw the police off, to lead them down a false trail, to cast aspersions elsewhere? A John and Mary story from the New York Times. They've been going together 5 years, but John decides to break it off. He goes over to Mary's apartment. He rides the elevator up. She lets him in, and John tells her, he says, Mary, 5 years, baby, gosh, I've learned to hate your ass. Man, what a mega bitch you turned out to be, Mary. I cannot believe I've stayed this long, but Mary, I'm out of here. And John leaves. Well, Mary, bless her heart, extremely distraught over this sudden turn of events and cannot face the prospect of life without John, prick that he may be. Mary decides to kill herself. She runs across her front room and dives head first off her 12th floor balcony, hitting John as he's coming out the front door, and it kills John and not Mary. Now you talk about bad luck with women, all right? John's up in heaven. They go, hey, John, come here. How'd you die? John goes, shit, I don't know. I'm walking out the door, and this bitch falls out of the sky and kills me. The guy next to him says, oh yeah, you think that's strange? I was in Baton Rouge fishing. Well, that worked so well, I'll tell you another one then. I'm no fool. One of my favorite ones. Bryan, Texas, this happens. The body of a man's found. He has been shot 5 times in the chest with a bolt-action .22 caliber rifle. They have found the weapon lying next to the body. The powers that be in Bryan, Texas determined this was an obvious open and shut case of suicide. All right, I'm going to hit the key points for you again, okay? Got to listen closer this time. He was shot 5 times in the chest with a bolt-action .22 caliber rifle. Now, for those of you who have never fired a bolt-action rifle, let me give you a little quick demonstration of what all this would have entailed, okay? Because a bolt-action rifle is a rather unique sort of weapon and not the one that I personally would have chosen to kill myself with, okay? But what do I know? it's a rifle. There would be a lever right here on the side. It's attached to a bolt. And how you operate the weapon, you hold the entire 8.7 pounds of the weapon, so it's facing that way, in your left hand. Take your right hand, grab the lever, pull it up, pull the bolt back towards you, and what this does, this ejects or throws out one used shell casing. Beep, 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 beep. Then you take one new 22 caliber shell. It's a little bitty, teeny, tiny shell, and you slide it in. Now you realize this does get progressively harder with 3 or 4 bullets already smack dab in the middle of your chest, all right? Getting a little harder to do this shit, all right? You slide it in the little bitty, teeny, tiny chamber, you take the lever, you close the bolt, you pull the lever down, it's now loaded, but it's facing in the wrong damn direction. So you gotta turn that sumbitch around, and by grabbing the barrel and placing it up against your chest, hook your thumb backwards in the trigger, you are now ready to shoot yourself. Boom, one more time, okay? Now you're gonna have to pick your butt from up off of the ground. You're gonna have to relocate the rifle, assuming you would have dropped it when the bullet went into your chest. You would have gone, oh shit, and fallen down. And then you'd have to repeat the procedure to shoot yourself 5 times in the chest with a bolt action 22 caliber rifle requires a degree of determination that I do not possess. I shot myself 3 times and found to my chagrin and surprise that I was still alive. I'm afraid I'd just say, fuck it. Fuck it. I can live with this, okay? One of the other forms of comedy, so to speak, that I do is storytelling. And what I like to do to close my very first special is to tell you a story that's been set to music. It's about the absolute worst gig I ever did. It's called Bad Gig Blues.
Might be Chicago, South LA. Might be Bossier City, Mobile Bay. They all play the same, son. They all pay the same, son. So just get you down some highway shoes and go on out there and get a piece of them Bad Gig Blues.
I got in comedy. I was 40 years old. I figured, shit, I talk good. A couple of years I'll be in New York, LA, Miami Beach, Las Vegas, on the Strip. I got Duluth, shrunk my balls. Des Moines, Iowa, looking for it. West Mississippi, piece of shit. Those are good gigs. We're gonna tell you about a bad gig. The winter of '84, I got to play a week. A week. That's 7 days. 4 shows a day. In a titty bar on the outskirts of a refinery town called Beaumont, Texas. Story gets worse. It was a biker's titty bar on the outskirts of a refinery town. You need to get a picture here, folks. Chances are you've never been in a biker's titty bar. There were 17 girls that worked there. And I use the term girls loosely. females of an undetermined species. Of the 17 girls, 8 of them nicknamed Bubba. You're starting to get the picture. Tattoos took a higher priority than dental work did. I think they got a picture now. You know, I used to tell a joke about pickup trucks jacked way up in the air. That the guy that had one of those trucks had a little bitty dick. That it was a Roland Felix symbol. I know I ain't got much of a wee-wee, baby, but you gotta step up to get in my truck. You know, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have told that joke at the Biker's Titty Bar. But I did. On the back of the room, somebody yells, "Blowjob! Blowjob!" I go, "You asking? Or are you offering?" You know, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have said that at the Biker's Titty Bar, but I did.
And you meet some Quaalude dude with an attitude that's gonna muse and try to abuse you. Who knows what's wrong or right? Who knows what's black or white? Well, who knows when the lightning will strike?
Back at the Titty Bar. You can't see from the stage, but you can sense, and I could sense somebody coming through the crowd. A parting of the Bubba, so to speak. And this monster jumps up on stage with me. I'm talking about this dude is big, man, like 6'4", 245, scraggly ass beard, fatigue pants with metal-tipped combat boots, a death's head muscle shirt with "fuck mom" here. He had an attitude problem, is what I'm trying to tell you. And he's big, and I'm not. And I don't know what to do, you know? I mean, there's right there in front of me. I can like try to hit him with the mic stand, but, well, if I miss, he's just gonna make me blow him there in front of everybody. And if it comes to that, so to speak, I'd rather do it in private. I could always claim that I didn't, don't you see? Oh no, we just talked. So I don't do anything at all, right? I just stand there and look at him like a fool. He comes over and grabs me by the cheek and lifts me up in the air. I'm dangling like a fish on a hook. He goes, "I'm asking." Oh. I go, "You're not my type." And he thinks that's funny, man, and drops me. And he's leaving the stage. They're high-fiving him and everything.
Might be Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. Might be East St. Louis, Tallahassee. They'll all put you down, son. They'll all fuck you around some. But I guess I'll keep these old highway shoes and keep on getting a piece of them bad gig blues, Captain.
People ask me, they say, well, why would you ever do a gig like that? Well, I'm going to tell you why I did that gig. Because it was winter and because Christmas was coming on. Because rent was 2 months overdue. And my car payment was 2 months overdue. And my girlfriend, well, she was running late. My truck wasn't running. My dog had the mange. He scratched all the time. The gig paid $975, and I guess I'm just a comedy whore, you know what I mean? On harmonica and guitar, my good friend from Dallas, Texas, Mr. Kitty Moore. From Chicago, Illinois, Scott May. From Las Vegas, Nevada, Steve Byer. I'm Ron Schott. I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much. I am sincerely glad to be here. Thank you.
Driving all night, keeping to the right, feeling quite the martyr. Watching up ahead for the wreckage and the dead and the storm and the farmer's daughter. Run through the black pass where the panther waits by the road. Down through the valley where the phantom stories are told. There was thunder all around, the rain was pounding down, the desert air was thinning. You know the devil likes to blow, make the tumbleweeds roll when the dawn is just beginning. Run through the black